Coming up on Juice and Java, the Saudi and American governments respond to the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Find out who is being held responsible and what this means for Saudi Arabia's future.
And in the aftermath of Microsoft CEO Paul Allen's death, we take a look at the mark he left on the world.
Snowflakes on your screen outside your window a lot sooner than you'd like. But don't worry, I'm here to tell you that national services are predicting this year's winter, and you might be happy with what they have to say. Juice and Java starts right now.
Welcome to Juice and Java, and thanks for starting your morning with us. I'm Zach Allen.
And I'm Morgan Trau. First up, we have your morning brew. This week's top headlines you need to know.
New details surrounding the death of former Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Turkish officials have said that the journalist was tortured, killed, and dismembered. However, Saudi Arabia refutes the claim, saying that Khashoggi was killed in a fight at the consulate. In response, the Saudi government has fired a number of officials, drawing President Trump's attention.
People are not happy about what happened, but this is a very big turnover when you look at the number of people that they say were involved. That was a very important thing that they did, and they did it soon.
President Trump is trying to close down the southern border of the U.S. Right now, thousands of migrants are working their way up through Middle America in hopes of reaching the States. They're seeking better lives or refuge, but Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met with Enrique Peña Nieto of Mexico in an effort to block the caravan.
We are jointly very focused on the caravan that is making its way through. The Mexican government is making all the decisions about how to address this, and they are fully engaged.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the border, Canadians are celebrating the legalization of marijuana. Canada is the second country in the world to legalize the recreational drug.
Winning numbers are 69, 45, 61, 3, 49, and the gold mega ball is 9.
But back here in the States, people all over the country are hoping to get lucky. The Mega Millions jackpot is currently sitting at $1 billion. This is the second largest jackpot ever in the U.S., behind the Powerball that was over $1.5 billion back in 2016. Here in Syracuse, Paul Ryan made an appearance this past week to help raise funds for State Representative John Katko. The race in the 24th Congressional District is heating up between Katko and Democratic challenger Dana Balter. The two have agreed to hold 4 debates leading up to the election. And this weekend on campus is homecoming. Orange alumni will be able to take part in a number of events across campus, including the football game against UNC today. Kickoff is set for 12:20. This has been your Morning Brew.
And now let's delve deeper into this week's top stories with the Squeeze. Developments on the disappearance of Jamal Khashoggi. Saudi Arabia confirmed the death of the Washington Post columnist in their consulate in Istanbul, Turkey. Khashoggi was in the building to get the paperwork to be able to marry his Turkish fiancée, and when he didn't come back, she reported him missing. For 18 days, Saudi Arabia insisted having no involvement in the matter, but yesterday more details were revealed.
The country claims Khashoggi was involved in a fist fight with over a dozen Saudi officials on that day, a fight which ended in his death. 18 people have been detained relating to the case, and 5 government officials have been removed from their posts, including the deputy head of intelligence. The Crown Prince has set up a commission to restructure the General Intelligence Service and will release a report in less than a month.
President Trump earlier in the week said there would have to be consequences if the Saudis were responsible for Khashoggi's death. As the story came out, though, the president softened his tone, saying the explanations seemed credible and the arrests were a good first step. He adds that he sees no reason for sanctions to be placed on the country ahead of a sizable arms deal with the kingdom.
A Russian woman has been charged with attempting to meddle in the U.S. midterm elections. The complaint accuses Elena Kushanova of overseeing an operation to sway American political opinion through social media. Justice Department prosecutors say Kushanova helped manage finances of a secret yet powerful project to spread distrust in the United States. According to the accusation, Russians are using a similar technique they used in the 2016 presidential election. This is the first federal case alleging foreign interference in the 2018 midterms.
So when I saw this story, Morgan, I don't know about you, but it kind of blew my mind for a second, because I feel like we use social media as kind of just a way to kill time sometimes, and we don't realize how much influence it has. And then you see a story like this where this woman was given $10 million to use marketing and try and sway people to have distrust in the Democratic Party. And I was hard for me to fathom at first.
Yeah, so she, over 4 years, accumulated overseeing about $35 million. And she was using that for activism on Facebook and other types of social media like Twitter, as you said. And they were under the sort of pros of being an Amnesty International group. But as we can see now that this probably is not the case, but we will see further along.
Now looking to the northern border, things are looking lighter. On Wednesday, Canada became the second country in the world to legalize the recreational use of marijuana. The Canadian Parliament passed the law, a campaign promise of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, in June, but it only came into effect this week. In the 4 months in between, each province had to decide how it was going to sell the drug, through private licenses or government-run stores. They also had to set up websites and decide how many plants people could grow in their own homes. The federal government set a 4-plant maximum, but some provinces limited that practice, with 2 banning it outright. The ways people can consume the drug will also be restricted. Oils and pills are legal, but edibles are not. Be careful if you're crossing the border, though. It is still illegal to drive or fly with marijuana, even if you're traveling to a state where it is legal, because border crossings are federally enforced. Now, I think the craziest story I heard was something that you told me this morning.
Yes, so a 9-year-old girl, a Girl Scout, actually set up shop right outside one of the very first legal marijuana stores, and she sold out in 45 minutes. So she really knows her business.
That's good marketing. That's absolutely
great marketing.
Good marketing.
And she's an entrepreneur. She's been interviewed on all different Canadian news sites. So she definitely went home after those 45 minutes and came back and stayed there for 4 hours selling all the cookies she had.
That girl has a bright future, but I think I loved halfway through the day, I saw that Canada was actually worried that they didn't have enough weed, which I thought was kind of crazy. So clearly they're doing well.
In more international news, move over, Louis. There is a new royal baby on the way. On Monday, Kensington Palace announced Duchess of Sussex Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are expecting their first child. The pair married in an elaborate ceremony just this May at Windsor Castle. The announcement was made just as the couple was set to leave for their royal tour of Australia, New Zealand, and the neighboring Pacific Islands. They spent the week in Sydney for the Invictus Games, a sporting event for injured armed force members and veterans created by the Prince Harry in 2014. And the baby is due in the spring of 2019.
I don't get why we still care about this, if I'm being completely honest. I think the wedding is cool, whatever, it's a big event, yeah. But, I mean, at what point do we stop being involved in their lives? Because I'm kind of ready for it.
No, I mean, this is a royal baby, and it's with an American woman, and it's with Prince Harry. This is a huge deal. This is joining the lineage. But
is he next in line? Is Harry next in line to be king?
Harry is not next in line. He's actually further down because of Prince William's children, but this is still a huge deal because it is somebody who could potentially take over the throne.
See, maybe I don't get it just because my middle name is royal, but hey. Now you might never be royal, but with this jackpot, you could buy yourself a palace. Last night's Mega Millions draw was for a grand total of $1 billion, a sum so big they had to manually change the announcement sign because it couldn't display the number. The jackpot has increased over time as no one has come forward to claim the winning ticket. And once again, no ticket matched last night's draw. $1 billion is now $1.6 billion, becoming the most valuable lottery in American history. In 2016, 3 winning tickets were drawn for the $1.5 billion Powerball prize, still leaving each winner $500 million richer. Now, what on earth would you do with $500 million? I'm very curious.
I know this is going to be the most boring answer, but I would definitely start by investing it with people I trust. And
That's a lie.
I would.
Destiny USA first, and then investments.
Okay. Also, I mean, obviously, what are you supposed to do with all that money? I mean, I think that I'd probably buy my parents like a home in like Aruba.
Okay.
I feel like that'd be fun. Or like maybe I would get one. I don't know, Hawaii, Maui.
I'm thinking you would splurge on yourself.
I would get some shoes.
I would
some
go more
shoes.
the island route. Try and buy my own island. I feel like that's just what you do when you get that lump sum of money. Yeah.
Well, from lotto to auto, it's homecoming weekend here at SU, and alumni from all ages are back on campus to celebrate. The weekend kicked off last night in Goldstein Auditorium with an alumni award celebration to honor this year's winners. The honorees included CEOs, lawyers, and even supermodels. This morning, each college on campus hosted a breakfast and facility tour for their alumni to see how SU has grown. Then, following tailgate festivities at 12:20 in the Dome, past and current students alike will cheer on the Orange as they face North Carolina in the Dome.
Hold on a second. We had supermodels here on campus, and we didn't get an email about that. I'm a little confused as to how that happened.
So you care more about the supermodels than the new royal baby?
Yes. Well, I mean, they're alumni. So is it really wrong of me to want to connect with my school's alumni? Yeah. I mean, it's never too late for me to, maybe you got to change career paths.
Oh, I think that ship has sailed.
Okay, fine. But you know what? This is a good thing for Coach Dino Babers because we're going to have a big crowd in the Dome today.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to make the big man happy.
Definitely will. And after the break, Gabrielle Caracciolo is in studio to tell us what the university is doing for National Disability Awareness Month and what you can do to make a difference.
Keep it right here.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good stir. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Now, October is Disability Awareness and Appreciation Month across the nation.
Juice and Java morning correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo is in studio to break down what that month means here on campus.
That's right, guys. Throughout the month of October, the university is celebrating and raising awareness for disability issues. The Disability Cultural Center coordinator, Kate Pollock, works to educate the SU community through a variety of events hosted on campus.
This is a great time of year to really get to learn things about disability, and it's probably not what you think. You know, it might be a different experience for you.
Another office on campus advocating for increased awareness this month is the Office of Disability Services. Counselor Judith Kopp says her office works to help provide students with alternatively formatted materials, develop accommodation plans, and provide support through counseling.
We're a really good place to come and check out what kinds of services we offer, and a lot of times students who don't think that they would be eligible for any kinds of accommodations or resources are surprised.
And Kopp says that while the office's main function is to provide services and accommodations to students, they also work with the different centers and organizations on campus.
One of the things that we try to work with the other centers on campus with is dispelling myths around disability and reducing, helping individuals, like helping students to, understand their own identity.
And Pollock echoed a similar sentiment, saying disability is not something that needs to be fixed or cured, but celebrated as a unique identity. She says a big part of Disability Awareness Month is fighting for fair hiring and access for disabled workers, things that she says she is grateful to have here at SU.
I'm very, very happy to be here. I'm very fortunate to have such a great job where my access needs are taken into consideration, and I have access, and I'm also around disabled people every single day, and it's great to be with my community so much of the time.
And if you are looking to learn more about disability throughout the rest of October, you can head down to Byrd Library and check out the Disability Cultural Center's exhibit that features a selection of books on disability cultures, pride, and identities.
Thanks, Gabrielle. Now, coming up on the other side of the break, weather correspondent Sunny Balkin tells us what National Weather Services are predicting about this year's winter, plus the impact it can have on local businesses. Keep it here.
Way to freaking go, guys. Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Now, Morgan, I don't know about you, but when I looked outside my window Wednesday night, I was not happy to see snowflakes out there.
That's right. Syracuse did see snow a few nights ago, and we're supposed to be seeing more tomorrow night. Weather correspondent Sunny Balkin is here to tell us what we can expect from the upcoming winter. Sunny, any good news for us?
Thanks, guys. Well, as you know, we are used to seeing the frigid winter here in Syracuse, but we feel the same will not be coming this winter because the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration says that we maybe will not be having that same cold winter weather. This past week, the Environmental Organization said that there's a 75% chance of this upcoming winter being an El Nino year, which means a mild winter for most Americans. So how do local businesses who expect the cold winter to bring in coat sales feel about this? Well, Eric Hick of J. Michael Shoes on Marshall Street says he's never had a problem with the weather, except for 1 year.
Probably 3 or 4 years ago, there was a winter where it just didn't snow. I mean, we went right really through January. It started snowing in February. That was probably we didn't sell as many coats as we would have liked that year.
What Hick found out was that year, 2015, was an El Nino year. But despite the impending heat, Hick says he has confidence that his store will be just fine.
To be honest with you, I'm not worried about it. I think we have the right brands in place that people want to buy. We sell in July and August when it's 90 degrees out anyway.
But what is El Nino, and why could it be bringing us some warmer weather these upcoming months? Well, let me tell you guys. Over here you see the nice Pacific Ocean. You got some nice hot surface water, and that hot surface water brings warm temperatures in the north and then some wetter winter weather in the south. Now, over here you see I circled our lovely New York, and there's still snow over it. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, but it does mean that we will be getting some snow, but for the most part, we're going to have a much warmer winter. It's very interesting because El Nino is a big deal. Not only does it change your weather, but it also changes fishing patterns and agricultural patterns as well.
So, Sunny, give it to me straight. If this is an El Nino year, does that mean we're going to be seeing less snow this winter?
Sadly, that does not mean that. El Nino is actually not in direct correlation with snowfall. So you could have a much warmer winter, but actually have the exact same amount of snow that you had maybe in a different type of year.
Well, thank you, Sunny. Let's hope we don't get too bundled up this winter.
Now, coming up after the break, we are going to talk about late Paul Allen's life and his accomplishments. Juice and Java will be right back.
It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Earlier this week, Microsoft co-founder passed away at the age of 65.
Juice and Java correspondent Landon Wexler is here to talk about the mark he left on the world.
Thanks, guys. This morning, remembering a genius behind Microsoft, Paul Allen. He and Bill Gates found their bond over the love for technology and their desire to better the world as kids. After immeasurable amounts of hard work, the two finally got their big break when IBM was unveiling their personal computers and needed the innovational Microsoft software. Gates says personal computing would not have existed without Allen. He was a dreamer. When he thought back to his time in the beginning of Microsoft, he said they'll be successful if...
Maybe one day we'll have 35 employees. I think Microsoft is over 90,000 now.
Later, he became one of the richest men in the world with a net worth once estimated at $40 billion. But Allen was more than just a founding partner of Microsoft. He was known as the Idea Man. He was a sports enthusiast, musician, and a major donor to research. He used his Microsoft earnings to buy two sports teams, the Portland Trail Blazers and his hometown team, the Seattle Seahawks. He even saw the franchise get its first Super Bowl win in 2014. Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll tweeted his condolences, saying the world is a better place because of Paul's passion, commitment, and selflessness. To top it all off, Allen rocked the guitar, so much so that musician Quincy Jones called him the second coming of Jimi Hendrix. John Walsh and Ringo Starr once brought him out on stage to sing Rocky Mountain Way. Check this out.
And Paul Allen's here. Yeah! Yes! Plays it as good as any of them.
What a guy. Allen was originally diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma back in 2009. After being clear for years, he tweeted only 2 weeks before his death, announcing the disease is back and that he and his doctors were optimistic about his treatment. As Apple CEO Tim Cook says, our industry has lost a pioneer and our world has lost a force for good. Allen will be forever remembered as the Idea Man and has changed all of our lives for the better, forever. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Landon, and happy birthday. Coming up, Greg Bradbury will be in studio to talk to us about some crazy stories we might have missed.
We'll talk about some musical ice and how Burger King is giving people nightmares. All on the other side, 90 seconds.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Juice in Java. Last week, Connor Federico talked to our other Juice in Java hosts about some crazy stories you might have missed during the past week. And we didn't want to miss out on the fun.
That's right, so we have our own correspondent, Greg Bradbury, here to talk about what we might have missed throughout the week.
Yeah, guys, so it was a wild week. Earlier today, we talked about how we are not looking forward to seeing ice on the streets just yet. Now, imagine hearing it. Scientists are at the south end of the globe may have discovered a music-type noise near the Antarctic ice shelves. Now, a study says this noise, which is vibrating ice, is caused by wind blowing across snow dunes. And so now this is just kind of an eerie noise. You know, you don't really know what's going on, but it's really something that, you know, is kind of a scientific oddity.
Yeah, a little anomaly.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being out there all of a sudden hearing that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know quite the cause, but, you know, they say it was the snow dunes, and that's pretty wild. So now, Antarctica isn't the only place getting eerie these days. Burger King recently released its Nightmare Burger, and it turns out the company isn't just trying to increase your calorie intake. The fast food chain claims the Halloween special increased nightmares by more than 3.5 times. This number comes after testing 100 people over 10 nights. Now, the study's lead doctor says the combination of protein and cheese can lead to vivid dreams. The burger, which has a green bun, is filled with grilled beef, crispy chicken, bacon, American cheese, and mayonnaise. So if you're not terrified yet, you can purchase the burger for about $6 in select restaurants beginning on October 22nd. This is not the first time a fast food company has introduced a colored burger bun. McDonald's released a limited edition burger back in 2015 that contained a gray bun. That same year, KFC also placed a pink bun on its menu. Now, Zach or Morgan, are either of you going to be trying this burger?
Well, I've never had Burger King, so I don't know if I'm going to start with this one. Seems a little bit interesting for my taste.
Mark me down as a hard no. Burger King kind of already gives me some nightmares, so I'm going to pass. How about you?
I don't think I'll be trying it either. But.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Greg, and that's all the time we have for Juice in Java this morning. Make sure to follow CitrusTV News and Twitter and Facebook. I'm Zach Allen.
And I'm Morgan Trau. Have a great weekend, Syracuse.